The following show may cause you to think differently. Welcome to Sing Out Loud with Ella Glasgow, the show where we highlight people who are doing just that. From authors to coaches to artists and everyone in between, the guests on this show have found a way to push past their fears and truly live life out loud. And through their stories and service to the world, are encouraging you to do the same. Joining the conversation today as our featured guest, Chief Inspiration Officer Tasha Chen. And on the artist stage, always in vogue vocalist, Jaimee Paul. And I'm your host, Ella Glasgow, and it's time for you to sing out loud.
There's no time left to borrow. I'm not waiting for that someday. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Sing Out Loud. I'm your host, Ella Glasgow, a vocal impact expert and creator of Command Your Stage. Today's show is jam-packed, and I don't want us to waste a minute. I had the good fortune of meeting our featured guest earlier this year at an event after hearing her speak about a topic that can feel a bit uncomfortable for many, and that topic is money. Tasha Chen is a master science of getting rich coach who assists high-achieving entrepreneurs and their teams to double and even triple their profits by leveraging intention, gratitude, and fun. She is an author, international speaker, law of attraction expert who works with people committed to having results now. Please welcome to Sing Out Loud the Chief Inspiration Expert, Tasha Chen. Welcome, everybody. Hello, Miss Tasha Chen. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. We're together. It's going to be fun.
I am so excited that you are here and that we finally have an opportunity to do this. And there's so much to talk about in the time that we have together. So first, before we get into anything, how in the world did you become the science of getting rich coach? How did this happen?
Oh my goodness. How much time do we have?
we got 15 minutes.
We got 15 minutes. We're going to make this fast. So I'm going to give you the abbreviated version, right? To understand how I landed where I am, you have to kind of know a little bit about where I'm coming from. And so I'm an island girl. I'm from Jamaica, and Jamaica is a third world country, as most people know. And what that means is opportunities are like this in comparison to the United States, where they're like this many, right? And so growing up in a country like that, there's only two ways to succeed. You're born into a wealthy family, or you're willing to work harder than everybody else. And so at a very, very early age, I got into this belief that hard work equals success. And Ella, I did it. I grind, I hustled, I worked, I killed work. I redefined killing work. I worked so hard, and I succeeded. Academically, I succeeded. Then I got a job and I succeeded. I started a business and I was crazy successful. Lots of money, lots of success.
But
then I failed.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then I failed. And so what happened, thank you God, in that failure was that formula just like disintegrated for me. That whole hard work equals success. And it really made me look at my life and go, do I want to agree to that? Is that something I really, really want to believe and operate from that place? And so I was so committed to finding another way. And I truly believe when you ask, God shows up, the universe shows up and just brings you exactly what you need. And what I was choosing to believe was that I could become successful. It could be on my terms. I just needed to know how. Mm-hmm. And part of the answer was someone brought into my life The Science of Getting Rich, the book.
Okay.
So I read this book. It's 63 pages. It was written in 1910. So it's the great granddaddy of every personal development book you've ever heard of.
I have that book in my library.
Read it, girlfriend.
I need to read it again and again and again and again.
Yeah. And what was interesting was when I got the book, like most human beings, I got it from someone who was a multimillionaire and who said to me, everything that you see here, Tasha, is because of this book. You should read it. And what did I do? You would think I went home and read it, right? Nope. Put it in a drawer.
Why would you go home and read something that a multimillionaire told you to read. That makes sense.
Yeah, right. Why would you do that? I waited till it got worse and darker and more suffering and more struggling, and then I read the book.
So you're telling me that you're like me and like many other people that I know, that you like to put your hand into the piranha pit to see how far you can put it in before the piranha actually bites off your arm. Okay.
Yes. Not special at all. Nothing special about me, right? I'm like most other people. And so when I did read the book, I literally devoured it. And I decided, I read it first, and then I was like, wow, this is too good. I got to read it again. And so in reading it a couple of times, what I realized was every time I read it, great things happened in my life. And so I turned it into like a science experiment. Instead, I said, what do I want to have happen next? And now I'm going to read the book.
Okay. Okay.
So then, like, amazing things that I was consciously creating started happening. Yeah. And I'll abbreviate the story by saying I was working as a facilitator for an international women's organization. And I had the opportunity to share what I knew with these women. And so I said, hey, I know something you don't know yet, and I want to share it with you. And lo and behold, 4.5 years ago, my business was born.
That's awesome.
Literally just started sharing with other women. Here is this book I read. Here's the way I use it to create results in my life. And they're like, okay, we'll give it a try. It's been 4.5 years later. We've done this with people from all over the world. We've impacted lives in so many ways, and it's just been an incredible journey. But again, I will say what I love about it is that I was looking for a different way to create success.
That's what I was going to ask you. That's what I was going to ask you, because we all have so many wonderful gifts that we all have, whether we recognize we have so many wonderful gifts or not. Yeah. And we take multiple paths to get to the success that we may be looking for. So what were some of the things that led you up to that moment? How did the universe bring this millionaire into your life? Because you know that those things don't show up unless you begin looking for them in some way, shape, or form. And most of the time it's subconsciously that you're looking for those things. Yeah. So what was going on in your life that even brought this into your state?
So I'm a big believer, and I've proven time and time again, and in that situation even more so, right? I truly believe that when we ask, we do receive. The problem is most people are not asking. Right. So at this point in my life, I was desperate. I mean, I was face on the ground, like crying in my room, crying in the kitchen, constantly hiding from people, crying, like sad.
Tell the story, Tasha.
Oh my God.
Tell the story, girl.
I was just like ugly crying, a mess, right? I couldn't drop the kids off fast enough to go to my special spot under the tree and cry, right? And so I just got to the point where something about that level of desperation makes your desire even that more intense. And my desire was, God, universe, source, help me, please help me. I need to figure out how to change my circumstances, how to get to the level of success that in my mind is crystal clear. Like I see what I'm capable of. I just can't get the next step, how to do it, you know?
Right.
And in my asking, to answer your question, you know, once you ask, things begin to happen. The trick is to be paying attention. So my girlfriend comes over and says to me, I have this couple I want you to meet. I'm like, I am not in the meeting anybody phase of my life. I am depressed. I am sad. I don't need any new friends right now. Like
I'm down here sulking and whining with myself.
Yeah, like,
Leave me
I don't
alone.
want to meet anybody new. And she, well, they're great. Good for them. They're great. I'm depressed and I want to stay depressed. and then she said, and to add to the beauty of this, they were in network marketing. Right?
Wah, wah, wah.
Which I've never really heard about, so I didn't have a lot of judgment around it.
Well, that's probably good.
But what I knew was she was trying to introduce me to a business opportunity when my business was failing.
Gotcha.
So I was like, just, it was a bad time for me to really see. However, we can't deny that little thing inside that just says, just go, go, right?
Yeah.
And that end, she told me how wealthy they were, and I knew where they live, and it's like mega wealthy. Like their neighbors are the Walgreens, the Chase family, the McCoy.
Wait a minute. When you say the Walgreens, you don't mean as in the store, the Walgreens, like CVS. You mean as in they are the.
I mean, as in the family that own Walgreens, the stores all over the United States. Like this is where they have one of their vacation homes, right? Yeah. So I know this town in my area and I have no access to it. Like you don't just get in, right? So she's inviting me and I'm like, well, if nothing else, I'm curious to see how the wealthy live. So I went, Ella, and I was obedient, and when I got there, I had never in my life seen such a physical representation of not just financial wealth, but life wealth. They were happy, they were healthy, they were like, I'm like, are you this happy because you're so rich? And I'll never forget my friend. She's now my friend. I mean, I'm so blessed to be able to call her that. She said, no, I've always been this happy. And that's why I'm wealthy.
You have just hit something on the head, because there are so, we have to unpack everything that you've just laid out there. We're going to come back to the happiness thing, because that is such a key factor. And I think that it's the thing that gets missed when people look at people who are wealthy, and those that are wealthy say the thing that money doesn't bring you happiness.
Yes.
And nobody's looking behind that statement.
Yes.
There are things behind that statement, and all they see is money doesn't bring you happiness. And therefore, those who are not wealthy stop at that point. Well, if money doesn't bring you happiness, well, I don't need, and stuff gets said and done. But let's go back, because there was something that you said earlier about asking the question. You were at that moment where you were asking God, the universe, you were calling upon every name and any name that would listen at this moment in time in your life. And there are so many people that ask that same question. What do you feel was different about the way that you asked? Or was it what you asked? Was it the way that you asked? Because I know that's the question that's going to be asked, because people are going to be like, I've been sitting here crying, and I've been saying, Lord, help me. Ain't nobody help me do everything. So what was it that made you so special that you special, that's why.
You know what? Right? I am special. I am special. And that is why, but it begins with, I believe I'm special.
I love that you own it.
Right? And that could be part of why the questions aren't being answered, is because you don't believe that you deserve to be answered. Right?
And I think it's worth noting to anyone that's watching, the first thing that Tasha said, that you grew up in a place where you were either born wealthy or you weren't.
Right.
It's not that you were born in a place that caused you to believe that you were special.
No.
So how did you then get to that space of believing that you were special? Because you didn't have anything around you proving to you that you were. So what put that in you?
So you know what, to tell you the truth, my belief of how special I am has amplified in the last 4 or 5 years that I've been living like this. I can't say that I was born with it, or I even thought that I was super special. What I will tell you, Ella, and this is really key for people who say, I'm asking and I'm not hearing anything. There is a statement, and I believe this is biblical: God helps those who help themselves. Right?
Where is it? Turn with us, children, into chapter. Okay.
Yeah. And so I will not forget, I will never forget. There was a particular day where I was in my bedroom, in between the wall and the bed. It was a pouring rainy day. It was dark outside, South Florida, like afternoon showers. And add that to my depression, and I was at 0, right? And this particular day, I was sitting in between the bed and the wall, crumbled over in the fetal position, just wailing. And that must have been the day I cried the most. And I prayed and I begged and I asked the most. And out of nowhere, Ella, this was the answer I heard. Go open the armoire and take out a book. Now I'm praying for the ocean to part, the clouds to open, like literally God to come in the bedroom and say, here is $1 bazillion. Here's sweet girl. Here's the rest of your life. And what I hear is open the armoire and get a book. And so here, when you ask me about, when people feel they're not being answered, you might, I personally believe everyone's answered.
Right.
If you're hearing and acting is a totally different thing.
Bam, and therein lies the key. Therein lies the key in all of this, is that you have to pay attention to the answer. It's like that story that we've all heard a bajillion times about the man that was stuck in the flood sitting on top of his house, and he prayed, Lord, send me an answer. Send me some help and rescue me. And the boat came by. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. You keep on pressing on. And send me the ship. Nope, Coast Guard, don't need you. The Lord is going to answer my prayer. Keep on pressing on. The helicopter comes because nobody else can come and get you. No, you know what, Lord, I know that's not you. So thank you so much for coming. The Lord is going to come and answer my prayers, and keep on keeping on. If we could just be willing, because I want to have so many more times with you, but if we could just be willing to open up and allow those prayers that we're asking, the dreams that we have, if we could allow those to appear in a way that we may not have been expecting, things can change for us so much faster.
Amen.
Yeah. That's it.
We get to ask the question. The part that we have no control over is how we get the answer.
Right.
Our job is to ask and receive, to listen for what's being told, and then to take action. Because opening that armoire that day, reading that book, what it did for me was I wrote a 5-year vision of my life and what it would be. And I dated it 2012, April 12th, 2017. So I wrote this in 2012. And Ella, I have lived 95% of everything that I wrote.
That is freaking awesome. You and I will have to have a separate conversation about the things that we have written down and dreamed and brought to pass on another day. But for now, everybody, oh my gosh, I would so love to continue this conversation, but don't be sad, because for those of you that have been on the show before and watched us before, you know that we're going to be back with Tasha, but it'll be right after we see who's on the artist stage.
But we live in Nashville, Tennessee now, and there's all kinds of stuff happening down there. So we put our little spin on it. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudel, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into spring. These are a few of my favorite days. When the dollar bites, when the bees sting, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite days, and then I don't feel so bad. I don't feel so
And we're back. Yes, thank you so much for being with us on the artist stage. That was really, really good stuff. And we're back with Miss Tasha Chen. And while we were away, Tasha was telling me about a really cool event that you've got coming up when?
So it starts April 30th. And can I share what it's all about?
Yes, quickly, yes.
So this I'm doing, well, let me just tell you, I'm doing a 5-day masterclass. It's free. And let me tell you who it's for. The person who's sick and tired of working hard to create success. And you are really at that place where you want to learn how to master your thinking, how to master the way that you feel so that you create success in a natural flow, in alignment. It's easy, it's joyous, and you're literally just attracting it versus working hard. Right?
Yes.
I've proven that we don't need that. We believe we do because they've been told to us for generations.
For generations.
So we don't need that. We just need to believe differently. And during these 5 days, I'm going to teach you how to think differently about success so that you attract it with ease. And so to register, I'd like to invite everyone to go to align2success.com. Go ahead and get registered. And here's what's really cool, Ella. Tony Robbins.
I've already signed up.
All right. Tony Robbins said,
I already signed up.
the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you're willing to ask yourself.
Yes.
So in the email that you receive once you sign up is a deep and profound question for everyone to sit and ask themselves. And it's going to blow your mind when you get the answer.
I'm excited. I haven't asked myself the question yet because you and I were together yesterday and I haven't had a moment to look at that email. So why we didn't do this when we were together, I don't know.
That's okay, but you gotta ask yourself, it's a good one. So ask yourself that question, and if everyone can sign up, we're gonna play together for 5 days and really, really transform your thinking around success.
That's
so that
awesome.
You're creating lots of it easier.
That's awesome. What's the website again, one more time?
Align2success.com.
Awesome. And that should be on the screen, you guys. So, all right. So it's my favorite part of the show.
Oh boy, I'm getting nervous.
So everybody, it's time for What's Your Fave? And Tasha, I want to know what is your favorite state of being?
Ooh. Like my whole body just went into like, I could absolutely live my life in the dream world. In the dreams and the fantasies that are in my head, I could stay 24 hours in that state of being. I love visualizing. In fact, I've become so good at it. I will be crying, laughing, smiling. You will walk in my room and you'll be like, where is that? What is wrong? Because it is so real to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the experience of it, you know, and I'm like, why struggle through life when you can go dream about the reality you want to create? So that would be my favorite state of being.
I love visualizing as well. And there have been some things that I have visualized to the point that, are we alone? To the point that, not to be weird, but some people have thought that they've met me because I took some time to visualize them and the meeting of them.
Wow.
And when they did actually meet me, they were like, I know you. Nope, you don't. But you should.
Oh yeah. That stuff happens to me all the time. All the
That's
time.
my
I get
favorite
it.
thing. That's awesome. Okay, so all right, this is another deep question.
Loosen up.
When you are 97 years old and you're sitting on the front porch of your beautiful home, what would you like to look back on your life at having achieved?
That I have achieved?
That you have achieved.
Ooh, that's easy. I have filled the American Airlines Arena in Miami, sold out with people from all over the world who have attended just
That's
to
awesome.
see me.
Yes!
Yes.
All of that and a bag of chips. I love that so much. Yes. Okay. Well, hey, I like that.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. All right. And here is the last question. The last question that I have for you, Tasha, if there was one word that you could leave everybody with, what would that one word be?
That's tough, only because I have to decide between two words. So if I have to choose, the choice would be, this is my way of getting into two words, I am having to choose between dream and love. And if I'm going to leave the world with a word, I would choose dream. Yeah. I would choose dream. I think we should all live in bliss. We should all be living the lives that we dream of in our minds. And if you are living that dream life, if you are dreaming it and living it, then it has love.
Yes, right? Yes. I like how you snuck that in there. I saw that.
They didn't make me this smart for nothing.
Bending the rules, I see. All right. Tasha, oh my gosh, I wish that we could go on forever and ever and ever and ever. That being the case that we cannot. We do have to sign off now and let everybody go and do their thing. So there is a particular way that I sign off that I did not inform you of yet. And it involves, so now everyone, you get to learn this sign off. If you haven't learned it yet, this is the sign off. We throw our deuces up to fear. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I say to my people as we end, I got stuff to do, you got stuff to do, so go give your dreams a kick in the pants. We'll see you next time.
Bye, Ella. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. I like how you snuck that in there.
They didn't make me this smart for nothing.
Bending the rules.
I'm gonna live it all.